but you're gonna start with the leg stretches all on the left side. I'm just gonna give you guys a quick visual of all the stretches. So then when you go through it, you can like, oh, okay, that's right. You know, you have like something. Ready?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you've been ready. Okay, cool. So we start with traction, right? So traction, boom. Here, make sure you get that nice little reset. After traction, you go calf with hands. I'm pushing up with this hand and I'm pulling down. I like to ensure one of the things that's important is that those toes curl forward. And remember, to get it, sometimes we have to increase the range of motion to get a higher stretch in the posterior chain. If needs to be, I will let the leg rest on top of me and get the traction with both hands. After traction, we have hams to abs. So it starts with the straight leg hamstring stretch. After the straight leg hamstring stretch, you do your 3 reps of those. Then we do the internal rotation. After internal rotation, we have external rotation. After external, we're gonna go over to 11 o'clock. We swap hands, so as the leg passes my face, I'm swapping hands. 11 o'clock's inside of my shoulder, and I'm gonna walk forward for the 11 o'clock stretch. After 11 o'clock, we have 10 o'clock. This time I'm coming back, my elbow's right by my hip or my ribs, and the same thing outside of my shoulder this time for my 10 o'clock. Then I'm gonna come in, and I have my adductor stretch. I wanna make sure the second toe is pointed up by turning the foot, make sure the knee's straight, and then my hand's just right on the inside, and I get that adductor stretch. From here, I go right over to the crossover. I slightly adduct the leg, so I do want to bring this one across the midline. My knee is right here at the end of the table, and I'm gonna pull the other foot, this one just above the foot, across for the adductor. The crossover, excuse me. Then I'm gonna come sit down right by the knee and cross over. I may put my hand on like the IT vanish area, and then I'm gonna push. Ensure that I'm pushing forward, not down. Down causes pinching. Right? After I reset, I'm gonna take the hand out the way, come up, I'm gonna sit by the hip. So right by the hip, I come across over, and same thing. If they feel it in their calves or hamstring, I'm gonna slightly bend the knee. I'm gonna grip at the glute med, and I'm gonna go forward, not down. So on the same angle, forward, forward. After here, I'm gonna go just adjust. If I'm already sitting here, what I do wanna make sure is that this leg is stable. So I'm gonna sit right here, and then I have either what I call the karate chop, or I can turn around, stabilize it from moving, and do the big row. From the big row, we're gonna check for external and internal rotation. All right? I figure out, well, this is where we have external rotation, and I'm gonna step in, put it on my ribs, on this side of my body. Don't worry, we'll walk you through. And then I'm gonna take another step here, get that nice glute stretch, woo, we're there, and then a swirl, nice. And then back to the same place and swirl. Remember, we're not coming down for the stretch, we're going forward. So I have to step my leg or use my hip to get that stretch. After the glute stretch, I come right back over, and I'm on this side of the body already. So now I can go right into calves with hands. After calf, we go into the hams to abs. So straight leg, internal rotation. And I'm moving my body with the stretch so that I can protect my lower back. I go external rotation. Remember, external rotation is gonna be tighter than internal rotation. And then I rotate inside of my shoulders, and I have my hamstring, my 11 o'clock. Then I go from 11 o'clock, cross over, go right into 10 o'clock. And then I go to adductor stretch. Nice. From here, I'm gonna come across. I'm gonna slightly adduct the leg, put my knee down here to prevent it from sliding back, and now I have my TFL stretch, or the first part of the crossover. And then I'm gonna take a seat at the knee, and I cross over. I can grab at the glute med, help with that stretch, and get a nice stretch in here. Come back, get the hand out the way. I'm gonna sit at the hip, and come up to 90, right? So I'm coming all the way up, and I'm coming across. Then assist here, beautiful. Make sure I'm not pushing down. From here, I can just go right into my big row. So get that big row, or if I need to, I'll reset it, come back, and get the big row by putting the knee here and pulling across this way. After big row, we go into the glute swirl and push. So I check for internal here and then external rotation. We establish where external rotation is, that first point of resistance. I'm gonna step in, put it right under my armpit on my ribs, make sure the knee's in line with the armpit, and then I take my step into, I'm with you, into that stretch. Then I go shoulder to shoulder on my swirl. By then, it should be easier, and then I'm gonna step a little further into the stretch. Okay? So that's the glute swirl and push. When I'm done with that, I'm gonna ask her, can I have your pillow, please? And relax your head down. And now I'm going to the neck combo. So I'm gonna start this little, tap, tap, tap in here. I'm gonna grab my fingers right under the base of the neck and get that nice traction in the stretch. So I'm gonna come in through here, beautiful, get a nice stretch in here, and then I'm gonna go ears to shoulder. She has good range of motion. If I wanted to, I can support here and do, get a little bit more, but I wanna focus on keeping that head up. Same thing on this side. Nice.
That was incredible.
Yeah, nice little stretch in there, beautiful. And then I'm gonna go into a slightly turn, and I can go, to the armpit, so there's the chin to the armpit. Oh, I switched once, forgive me. Before I do that, I put my hand under their head, and I'll slide the head this way to get nose to shoulder. Now for me, one thing I'll do sometimes if they don't have the range is I'll put my hands on their temple and do that, and they feel a nice stretch here. You can also put your hands here and push. If you put the hand on the temple, they feel lower in the shoulder. If you, if you put your hand on the shoulder, they'll feel it on the shoulder. If you put the hand on the temple, they'll feel a little higher in the neck. So it's just different parts of the traps you'll feel in that stretch. Same thing on the other side. Get the rotation. I'll come in here, get the nice little stretch. And then this is another way to get the stretch, in there. But I want to make sure I get that full rotation. From here, I'm going for the levators, right? So I'm gonna come up, bring the nose towards the shoulder, get the nice stretch in here, and back down. I'll do that a couple times, of course. Then go to the other side, a couple times, and then I'm gonna finish up right here. I can relax my elbow in here. I can walk it in if I want to. Down, nice stretch, come back. I like to go right at the base and finish up with a nice little traction in there. So now we've finished with all the supines. I'm gonna have you turn to your left side, and here's your pillow. Don't worry about that. We'll clean it up after. So now I'm gonna have you you can just relax your arms, and I'm gonna have the knees bent towards the belly button. I'm gonna take the top leg, so I just scoop under. I rest it on my hip. This one's here, the other one's right at the hip bone. And then I'm gonna step back. I'm looking for good hip extension, right? So we have great hip extension, so we reset, and then I'm gonna come back again. We have our hip extension, looks good. So then we go right into knee flexion. I'm doing the quad stretch. So I go for the quad stretch. The only thing I'm looking for is make sure those hips don't open. So I wanna make sure the hips stay stacked. For the quad stretch, life is good. So then we finish with that. I'm gonna have you straighten this bottom leg, and I'm gonna relax this arm here, thank you. And then while keeping your shoulders stacked and put both hands on top of each other, arms straight, I want you to open your hands towards the ceiling and turn your head with your hands. And we get a nice stretch in there, beautiful. And then do that again. And I can do it seated and come over. Put your hand on top of the hand. And come over. I'm gonna bring it over and do the stretch here. From here, I'm gonna hold the hand, I'm gonna come up a little bit. This time I'd like you to put your hand on top of the shoulder, bring your elbow down, and I want it to slide up right by the ears, in there, get the tricep stretch. So that gives you the nice tricep stretch. And from here, I can go right into the side lying lat stretch. So I get a nice stretch for our lats in here. I come across. Same thing I did with the neck, the teeter-totter. I can do the same thing here. Get some nice range of motion right through here for the stretch. Nice. No, I didn't say do anything.
I was like,
No. I'm just getting the stretch in her shoulders in here. So now I'm going to have you roll over to the other side. So I did everything on one side, and then I'm going to go back to the bottom here. I'm going to start here, put this on the hip, and step it back. 1, 2, 3. If I realize this, I can say, hey, can you pull this up a little bit? And here, for some of your clients, you may ask them to hold it, or, so you do it that way. Or for some people, you may have the leg rest down, and you can just relax here, and you get the stretch. So she has great mobility. We're going to come back. Same thing, I go after this. Someone has this kind of mobility, I may just come and put a fist on the table and then go after the quad stretch this way to get the quad stretch. Cool. Can you straighten the bottom leg? And then have relax the top leg. Beautiful. And then when you open up and rotate your head with your hands. 1, 2, 3, and reset. One more time. So we're gonna go here for the open book, or I'm gonna sit and have them do the open book. From the open book, I'm gonna scoot up some, right behind their shoulders, put this hand on top of the shoulder, make sure the elbow is in line with the body, and get that nice tricep stretch. As I get the tricep stretch, I may push on the fascia that's around the tricep as well to give it a little bit more of a stretch. And then we're gonna go over to the side lying lat pull. Nice, beautiful. And I'm gonna have you sit up towards the end of the table here. Yeah, I'll finish with it. And scoot your knees back. Perfect. So I'm gonna take this hand here, and with the palm down and stabilizing the shoulder, I'm just gonna step back. I'm doing it this way just so you guys could all see it, but normally I do it the other way because it gives me a little bit more range of motion in there. After here, I'll put palms forward. So for me to do this effectively, I literally have to come here. There we go. Get a nice stretch in the chest. And then as you come forward, palms up. And this is gonna hit the pec minor. Nice. And then now what I like you to do is put this hand on this shoulder, on the outside, perfect. Now I'm gonna come, I can grab a pillow, a bolster, just for myself, we're both on the table. I use this hand to stabilize the shoulder. I'm gonna use this hip to prevent rotation. So I'm here in this position, and then I'm just gonna glide it up. If we want some assistance, can you put your hand on top of mine? And then gently help me do that. Nice, beautiful in there. So good stuff there. And then we're gonna go to the other side. So palm is gonna be down, chest is up, stand behind you. 2, 3. 2, 3. Nice. Palms forward. Can you look to the other direction? Perfect. Nice. Again. And then palms up. All the way in. And nice. One more time. 2, 3. Nice. Then now this hand goes on top of that shoulder. I use this hand to stabilize the shoulder. This hand's right on top. And we do the pull. So her body doesn't rotate. I just pull right here. And you're gonna give me the assist, your hand on top of mine, and pull. Nice. Good job. Lastly, what I'm gonna have you do is scoot back to your buttocks still on this side of the table. You're gonna have you bend your knees and put your feet on each side. Cool. No, just on the side, yep. And put your hands in the middle. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, I want you to reach towards the end of the table. Inhale and exhale. Reach towards the end. 1, 2, 3. Come back up. And again. 1, 2, 3. One last one. And all. 1, 2, 3. All done. Good job. Nice. Thank you.